Sistrel here, back with another Tezzerator deck tech update. I was actually going to play another deck for this Modern League, but I have been pretty busy and haven't been able to play Magic for a couple of weeks. And I just had a craving to play Tezzerator again, so going to run it through one more time. And then maybe next league I will take a short break and play something else. So if you have any suggestions for something to play, just let me know if there's something else you might like to see, or if you really just want to see more Tezzerator. I don't have a huge collection on Magic Online, but I do have a lot of blue-based decks like blue-white control, blue-white-red control, blue-white or blue-white-red mid-range, Esper control, probably Bring to Light Scape Shift, Grixis Shadow, Grixis Control, things like that. So if there's something you want to see, let me know, and I might see if I can do something else once in a while than just Tezzerator all the time. But anyway, very quick, because I didn't make many changes. I did ditch the Caverns plan that we were doing last time. Just wasn't a big fan of it. Having to take the draw all the time felt really bad. I didn't like the odds. I didn't feel like they were good enough for the fast mana. So kind of going back to the more classic, tried and true, for me at least, version. But so the only changes I made is I cut one Darkslick Shores and one Spire of Industry for 2 Flooded Strands in the mana base. Kind of wanted just a bit more way to fetch some lands. And the other thing is I went one more Tezzerator, so back up to 3 Tezzerets in the main board. And the other thing I wanted to try was swapping Serum Visions for Spreading Seas. Saw some people talking about this, seemed kind of interesting as a way to combat like Tron and Valakut, which are pretty bad matchups. Still lets me draw a card, so I like that. The one thing I might not like is it overloads the 2-drop slot, but that might actually be okay, especially in matchups where we bring in Chalice of the Void. We don't have to worry about putting Chalice on 1 and then losing our Serum Visions and having to either sideboard them out or accept that sometimes we won't be able to cast them. So I thought I would give it a try. I know I've seen some people talk about cutting Pentad Prism, so I thought about that, but I don't know, I just couldn't quite bring myself to do that yet, maybe in a future one. A couple of changes to sideboard is, I think from last time I played this version, I didn't have the Witchbane Orb, so I put a Witchbane Orb in. Also putting in 2 Disdainful Strokes. Again, this is kind of one thing I did like from the Caverns build. For like Valakut and Tron. A little awkward with Ensnaring Bridge, but I think in the matchups where we want it, either Bridge isn't good or holding up, one counter spell for while you have a Bridge in play isn't really going to make a difference. We don't actually need to be on 0 cards in hand. So I thought that might be interesting to keep trying. The last item is Quicksilver Fountain. So I've played with this once or twice a long time ago, and it was kind of interesting. For those, I guess I should show the card for those who aren't aware. Basically, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, you put a flood counter on target non-island land he or she controls, and that land is an island for as long as it has a flood counter on it. Then at the beginning of each end step, if all lands on the battlefield are islands, remove all flood counters. So it can kind of act like a slow Blood Moon effect, turning everything into islands. It does affect yourself slowly, but we don't really care too much. We've got Mox Opals and Pentad Prisms for getting our colored sources, so that's okay. And we do need a lot of blue mana. The other interesting thing is when you get to pretty much all lands, like before it's about to sacrifice itself and remove all the counters, what you can do is you can actually sacrifice it to Thopter Foundry, and those lands will stay islands, even if the Quicksilver Fountain is not in play. Anything with a flood counter is an island. So future lands they play won't become islands, but the ones that have flood counters will stay islands. So I have had some mild success against things like Tron with this card. I don't know how good it would be against Valakut, but might be an option. I do like that it is whirlable, so thought I'd give it a try again. Haven't played with it for a little while, and see how it feels again. So anyway, that's the quick changes. I don't think I made any other changes from last time I played this version, so I will see you guys soon in round 1.